Hi, Claire. So the best way to think about how to get these translations for the ordered pairs is to have in your mind an example. And I just picked an easy example, like a point. And you just pick a point. I picked the point 2, 1. You think about what happens in each scenario. So in this scenario, y equals negative x. I already got that one going. Y equals negative x. And here it is. And you need to make sure that when it reflects across this line that it's equidistant. So it's the same distance when it goes on the other side. So how far away is this point to this line? It looks like it is, let's see, hopefully you can kind of follow my cursor there. It's one, see I'm just going right through the middle of it, 1.5 units away to the green line, right? 1.5 units away. So I need to go, there's a half unit, there's 1 unit. So I need another point right there. What's that point? That is the point with the x value -1 and the y value -2. So you can see what that does is, let me go ahead and put that there, is that gives you really, what does it do? Is it negates these two signs, right? And it switches them. So instead of 2, 1, I now have 1, 2, and they're both negated. So actually this right here should have a negative sign on the x. So I don't know if the instructor did that or I don't know, but that needs to have a negative sign on both the y and the x, and that just kind of flip-flopped the two. So this is just an example to show you what happens on that first case. So what happens on the second case? Let's see. It rotates 180 degrees about the origin. Okay, so a rotation 180 degrees from the origin. So I'm guessing that the 180 degree rotation is going to, remember, if you turn 180 degrees, you're the complete opposite, right? So instead of this, it's going to rotate 180 degrees around. And so now we're looking at that right there. It's just the complete opposite. So the x's and the y's don't change. 180 degrees just makes them the opposite. So if you turn yourself around 180 degrees, you will be in the opposite. Jeez. What in the world just happened? You'll be in the opposite direction. That's okay. 2, 1. And then you can see that -2, -1. You can see where that is, right? It's in the complete opposite direction. It rotated 180 degrees. Okay, so whenever you rotate 180 degrees, all it does is it just changes both of the signs. All right, what's next? Rotation 90 degrees clockwise. So you're not turning all the way around, you're just turning partially around. So in this case, it's going clockwise. So here you're just going halfway. If you're going halfway, you're going to be over here somewhere. And down here, what happened is your y's are negative. Here you can see I'm going clockwise. Your y values are now negative. So that's why here your y value is negative. And let's see what else happened. The x's and the y's switch. That's hard to think about. Okay. Well, I think that's just something that we're going to have to remember. The x's and the y's switch, but the y value, this y value is negated. Let's see if that makes sense here. So I'm going to switch my x's and my y's. So now instead of 2, 1, I'm 1, 2. And the y value is negated. I get why the y value is negated, right? So here it goes and rotates 90 degrees. That y value is negated, but then you switch the two. Okay, that's fair. What else? Reflection across the x-axis. Well, that's pretty easy. Here's the x-axis. If you reflect it across the x-axis, the x value is going to stay the same, but the y value will change. Here you can see it's just going to take that and reflect it straight down. The x value will stay the same. I'm still at the x value 2. It's just the y value changes there. Just drops it down. Instead of a positive y, instead of going up to a positive y, it goes down to a negative y. So that one's pretty easy to think about. Can't read the... Can't read the others. Here we go. I think we already talked about rotation 90 degrees, rotation of the x-axis. We did that, we did that. So that's the only 4. Sorry my explanation about the 90 degrees wasn't great, but that's what I can do. Okay, talk to you soon.